Hey guys, it's Jason with the Board Game Mechanics, and today we're going to take a look at a two-player little fantasy game called The Damsel's Tale. The Damsel's Tale is a two-player game where a player is taking on the role of a knight trying to steal a crown, and the other player is taking on the role of a dragon, spoiler, I already said that, trying to kill the knight before they can get to the crown. There's a mama dragon who's also going to wake up sometimes and slap you around. That's the gist of it. Let's go down the table and see how it plays. Alright, so here's a game of The Damsel's Tale, all set up. It's only a two-player game, so obviously it's set up for a two-player game. So to set it up, you're going to put the board out. The board has amazing art. Let me show that to you really quickly because I really like it. This is the board. It's kind of little. I don't know if it's going to be bigger in the final product, but the art's beautiful. So put that there. You're going to put a token on the panic track, which is over here. These will probably look cooler later, but this is what we have to work with. You're going to put a knight, which I'm going to represent with blue, on the first base of the lair track. And you're going to put, or the cave track, and you're going to put the dragon, which is white, on the first space of the lair track. You're going to put the mama dragon deck next to the board, and we'll show you what that does later. One player is going to be the knight, one player is going to be the baby dragon, and then we're going to get started. Okay, so on your turn, let me back up. One more piece of setup. Each player has 6 cards. They're going to shuffle, and they're going to keep 4. For the round. A round plays over 4 cards, so the other 2 will just be out for the round. And then they'll get shuffled in for the next round. So there we go. Alright. So let me show you what the cards look like a little bit. So this is the baby dragon. So they're going to have the really cute art. They're going to give you an action and they're going to give you a number in the top left. So you can see this is baby dragon 8. And it's going to let a dragon card, and I'll explain what some more of that means later. Here's the one with the dragon has a crown on it, and it's really cute. They also have cute little flavor text on the bottom, or a name. So Flame Snort. So that's really cute. So that's the dragon cards. Then the knight cards are going to look like this. They're going to have this knight guy. Same pink and orange background. Same actions, or different actions, but they still have actions, they still have numbers. Alright, so there's a little bit of the cards. Alright, so now, on a turn, each player is going to take a card and they're going to select it, then they're both going to reveal at the same time. Lower number is going to trigger first. Everything on that card is going to happen. Then the next player who has the higher number is going to do their card. Some of the cards are going to counteract another player's card. We'll get to that if we need to. Alright, let me put these back on the right side. So here's the knight. It's upside down. So here's the knight. Here is the baby dragon. Alright. Just for the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to take a card off the top and I'm going to flip it. So these cards will both be selected, they'd be face down, and then they would reveal. So the knight has a 5. The baby dragon has an 8, so the knight will fire first. So what happens here is you're going to move and ignore a noisy effect or shuffle a dragon card back into the deck. Alright, so now let me go through movement. So if you see on this board, there's a little thing that looks like it's making, like a circle breaking up, and then there's a circle with some like stalagmites on top. So if you land on a little circle with the spikes, it's a noisy space. You flip a top card and it's going to bring the dragon closer. If you land on the one with the stalagmites, you're hidden from the dragon and the dragon can't see you. The number that the knight can move is directly related to this panic, which as of right now is 1. So the knight's trying to increase this panic so they can move more because they need to get down to the crown to win. And the dragon is just trying to get to the end of the lair and have the knight in anything but a hidden space, and then they win. So there's a little bit of how you're going to win the game. So in this case, the knight's going to fire first, so they're going to move and ignore noisy or shuffle a dragon card back in. There isn't a dragon card to shuffle, so we're going to move. The knight can move 1, so they will move 1, and they are on the first base. Alright, So then the dragon is going to take place. He's going to flip a mama dragon card, and they look like this. They have two little like dragon footprints down the bottom, and that's going to be how many that the dragon moves. So in this case, the dragon is going to move 2 steps closer to getting the knight. All right, then we're going to do it again. So each player will reveal. The baby dragon has a 4, so it's first because the knight has 7. So this is going to move the knight forward 1 space. So the knight's going to move forward 1 space. It's a noisy space. Whenever the knight ends on a noisy space, they flip a dragon card. It's only one movement for the mama dragon. So the mama dragon moves 1. Then the knight is going to happen. If they're hidden, they get to move the dragon back 1 space. If they're in the open, which they are, a noisy space is considered open, move back to the last hiding spot. So they're going to move all the way back to the beginning. All right, but they're hidden, so they're safe from the dragon. Next card. Knight has 11. Baby dragon has 12. So let's see. All right, so this is going to give us an option. So if the knight is hidden, it's going to reduce the panic by 1. If it's an open space, they get to move 1 space. So they're hidden, so they have to reduce the panic by 1. There isn't any panic. It's already at 1, so nothing happens. Then we're going to move to the dragon, the baby dragon. And we're going to, if the knight is hidden, the dragon is going to move 1. The dragon is going to move 1 space. If they're in the open, they're going to increase the panic. So in this case, because the dragon's hidden, or the knight's hidden, the dragon gets to move 1. Getting closer. All right, final card of the round. So the knight flips, the dragon flips. The knight's a 1, so they get to do first. Hidden, the knight is hidden, so they're going to get to move the dragon backwards 1 dragon card. So they're going to flip a dragon card and see how far the dragon moves back. So they flip the dragon card, and it is 2 movement. So they're going to move the dragon back 2. 1, 2. Then the dragon's going to go off because they're higher. Okay, so they're going to do all these things. A dragon card, they're going to increase the panic by 1, and they're not going to do the last thing because the knight's not in the open. So they're going to do a dragon card. So they're going to move again. Moving 1. And then they're going to increase panic by 1. So this is going to help the knight moving in the next round. Okay, so that's the end of the round. You're going to take your cards back. You're going to shuffle. The dragon cards don't get shuffled until there's down to 1. So the shuffle, I'm shuffling the knight cards. Remove 2. So here's the knight. I'm going to shuffle the dragon cards. Remove 2, and then we go. All right, so we're going to flip. So the knight has a 9. The dragon has a 4, so the dragon will go off first. So it is move the knight 1 space. So we're going to move the knight 1 space. Now they're out in the open. My card is increase panic by 1 or move. I'm actually going to increase the panic by 1 because that's going to help the knight move later. Okay. Next knight card is a 5. Dragon is 12. So the knight gets to go off first. Move and ignore noisy effects or shuffle a dragon card back. So I'm going to go ahead and move and ignore noisy. So 1, 2, 3. Doesn't matter because I didn't land on noisy. All right, so now the dragon's going to go. So the dragon is going to increase panic by 1 because the knight is in the open. So we're going to increase the panic by 1. So now the panic is at 4. That's good for the knight. Flipping a new card. Again, they'd be face down. You reveal at the same time. But that's not what I'm doing right now. So the knight has 1. So if they're hidden, they're going to move the dragon backwards. If they're open, they're going to counter the opponent's card. They're in the open, so they're going to counter this card, which would be a lot of bad things. So none of that stuff is going to happen. So done. Last card. Knight has 11. Dragon has 10. So the dragon's first. Reduce panic by 1 or shuffle dragon card back into the deck. They're actually going to reduce the panic by 1 because a 4 is pretty crazy. And now the dragon gets to go, and they are open, so they're going to move 1 space. The knight gets to move 1 space. And that's how the game's going to play. It's going to keep going until either the dragon makes it all the way here, and in this case they would see the knight because they're in an open space, or if the dragon's up here, the knight gets all the way down here. and gets the crown. I will tell you, of all the games that I played, the knight has not even come close to winning. So maybe I just don't know how to play, or the knight is just hard. So that's how you play the Damsel's Tale. Let's go up to the top, see what we think about it. All right, so that was the Damsel's Tale. First off, I'll just say the artwork is gorgeous. Let me show you a little bit of this before I get into it. I showed you the board a little bit, but look how gorgeous that is. It's kind of little, but I still think it looks good. The artwork is really nice. It's bright and colorful. Here are some knight cards. You can just see all the, every card has a different picture, same kind of background colors. The Mama Dragon cards are they're all the same with different footprints. I don't love that, but the Baby Dragon cards are also adorable. There's that guy. This is my favorite one right here. He's crying fire. Pretty awesome. All right, so enough of that. All right, so I'm a sucker for 2-player games. I enjoy them, and this one is no exception. I played 3 or 4 games, I think, and me and my buddy rotated back and forth, one playing the knight, one playing the dragon. And I will say, of those games, the dragon won every single time. I don't know if we were just terrible at playing the knight, but the dragon seems like it's a little easier to move because you have to move less. Maybe just part of it was we didn't take the advantage of moving the dragon back when we could have when we were the knight, or we didn't hide enough. So maybe there's a level of strategy that we haven't quite figured out, but that's neither here nor there. It's still fun, still enjoyable. I like the simultaneous action selection. You play a card, you flip the card. Whoever's number's lower, which is a twist, usually it's the higher, fires first, and then you do what you do. I also like that you're taking out 2 cards each time, so that it's going to be a little different each round, so you can't kind of, use the perfect information to your advantage and try to game the game, so to speak. So, that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give this a Board Game Mechanics Accepted seal because I enjoy it. I think the packaging is gorgeous. It comes in like this little book. I'm a sucker for the little book games. It does a lot of game with not a ton of pieces and cards, and I appreciate that. Another thing that's kind of interesting, the rule book is this fat. Story is this fat. So it looks like the rule book is huge, but 3 pages of rules, the rest is just a story about the Damsel's Tale. So that's that. That's it. I'm done. I'm Jason. Hope you enjoyed the review and keep gaming.